Chapter 2. Luckily, it wasn't a heart attack or anything like that. The doctors said Aunt Elba was suffering from anxiety. Anxiety and bad jalapenos. So forever after, I can say that my life was changed by bad jalapenos. When we got home from the hospital, Aunt Elba was supposed to rest, and at first she did. We put an "on vacation, back in 1 week" sign on the restaurant door, and she stayed in bed. I cooked her chicken tortilla soup and watched a lot of TV. By the end of the week, Aunt Elba was feeling better. Better enough that she said I could invite my best friend Julia over for a night of cooking. We did this every couple of weeks, and it was so much fun. Sometimes Julia taught us how to cook stuff she'd learned from her old grandma on the reservation. Fry bread, or cactus salad, or corn salsa. Other times, we just tried new recipes from the Food Channel. That night, Julia was begging for chimichangas, which she'd had at Tacos and Toppings. "They were so good, Miss Elba, but I bet yours would be even better." We were all three standing in the small kitchen of our trailer. Aunt Elba made as if to swat Julia on the side of the head. "That flattery might work with your mama, but not with me," she said. Julia rolled her eyes. "Nothing works with my mama. She's too busy with the twins to cook anything but frozen lasagna." Aunt Elba and I both wrinkled our noses at the same time. We're not big on frozen food around here. "These chimichangas, they're not real Mexican food," Aunt Elba said. I could tell that the mention of frozen lasagna had weakened her, though. She felt sorry for anyone who had to eat bad food. "But you know how to make them," I said. "Remember those chicken ones for Juan's kids? And Rosita ate vegetables without knowing it." "Come on, cook with us," Julia begged. "Show us, please." Sometimes I got jealous because of how much Julia loved to cook with Aunt Elba. I'd try to hurry Julia off to my room so we could gossip and listen to music without my aunt overseeing everything. But Julia loved all the attention Aunt Elba was willing to give us. And since she'd gotten sick, I had an extra appreciation for my aunt, too. Plus, she'd been acting a little weird this week. She kept putting her arm around me and patting my head and touching my cheek. Lovey-dovey stuff that wasn't like her. She'd even given me a pair of her grandmother's silver earrings, saying I was old enough to have some family heirlooms, and showing me how to use cactus juice to keep off the tarnish. And once, I'd caught her holding a photograph of me as a baby, just staring at it, 1,000,000 miles away. It was all very strange, and it made me worried about her. So I wasn't in my usual hurry to escape to my room. "Come on, let's make them," I coaxed. "What does it mean, anyway, chimichanga?" Julia asked. She was smart that way. She loved words. Aunt Elba and I looked at each other, and my aunt shrugged. "I do not know how to say it in English," she said. "Something like thingamajig," I guessed. All right, we will make these thingamajigs," said Aunt Elba. "Cara, what do you want for the filling?" She stood behind me and brushed back my hair with her fingers. I leaned into her. "Beef and cheese." She kissed the top of my head. "Beef and cheese it is. Run and get them from the restaurant, and I will chop some peppers." Julia came with me. "Is she okay? She seems different." "Yeah, weirdly affectionate, right? She's been like that since she came home from the hospital," I said. Back in the trailer, we shredded beef and grated